are many gaps in the world between the rich and the poor, and I have discovered there is a tremendous gap between those of us who are mobile and those who are not. We assume that in this country, if you lose the use of your legs, you can get a wheelchair, you can get an electric wheelchair, you can get a van equipped for driving by impaired persons. But around the world, we find there are some 22 million, that's a guess, but it's a good guess, 22 million persons who are immobile. These persons have lost the use of legs, some through landmines, some through polio, some through birth defects, some through accidents, even crocodile bites, and for other means. These persons, the 22 million, have no mobility. They are often kept away in back rooms, dark rooms. They are treated as less than human. When they get out into public, they are kicked, spat upon, cussed at, and told to get out of the way. Their families often are embarrassed about them because they have the old belief that they sin some way and this is God's punishment for their sinning. So several years ago, about 7 or 8, as a matter of fact, I was working with a missionary in what was then Zaire, today it's Congo, Larry and Laura Hills, and we were sending typewriters and bicycles and so forth, and they said we need 3-wheel hand-cranked wheelchairs for the sturdily built for the many, many persons we have here who lost the use of their legs by polio. So Earl Miner, a design engineer and friend of ours, went to work on this, and we went through about 4 or 5 prototypes, got the one we thought would work, sent it to Larry and sent 4 over. Put this in the worst place you can and see how it works. He put it out in the terrible conditions, and it did what they wanted to do, and then we began production. So this year, in 2002, the past year, we produced 1,012 of these in the 3 places where we produced them. And next year, if money comes in, we hope to increase that by another 500 perhaps. It makes a tremendous, dramatic difference in the life of the recipient. They get up off the ground. They've been looking at people's feet and not looking them in the face. They've been eating the dust of the automobiles. They've been crawling in the mud over the sharp rocks and stones and mud, and they become dignified, productive human beings living in much more comfort and much more dignity. It's a machine that makes a dramatic difference, lasting difference. We build these to last. They're sturdily built. They don't last forever. Nothing does, I guess, but they're built to last a long time, to haul products, etc. We have 2 sizes. One of them is the adult size that I'm on. The other is the child size that we send around the world. We're now in 29 different countries with the PEP. My story comes from the Republic of Georgia, where a little boy, 11 years old, received a child-sized PEP. He had palsy, hand palsy. They put him on it and he fell off. He kept trying and was having a difficult time, and they said to him, well, Sonny, we're sorry, but we're going to have to take this and give it to somebody who can use it. Just looks like you cannot manage the PEP. And he stiffened up and said, God sent this to me, and the Americans worked hard to get it here, and I'm going to learn to use it. So they left it with him, and in 3 weeks they went back, and he was cranking all over the place. Did a tremendous thing to his pride, his ego, his self-assurance, his dignity, and of course his comfort as he could get out and play. Children love it. Children love it. Every place we go, whether handicapped or not, they call on and start thanking and have a great time with it. Here's a beautiful story that comes to us from the country of Georgia. Georgia used to be a part of the USSR, and they withdrew from it. As a result of that, they are extremely, extremely poor. Their health care is highly inadequate because of their poverty. And we sent them about 40 of the pets. The woman over there who received them, a woman named Cherry, who speaks wonderful English, she's been in this country, been in the office here, wrote this marvelous little report about the impact of the pets upon the people to whom they were distributed. She says the results were more than encouraging. Pets are not only a gift of mobility to those who could not move without help, but also the source of physical and spiritual therapy. And this is an important point. The first story here is about a fellow named Sinigrola, and he is 38, and she writes he has never accepted immobility and was fighting it as he could. His legs just don't work. Neighbors gave him a little cycle, which he was using to drag himself all over the place. He dreamed of getting out into the street to visit his friend next door and be independent. Pet fulfilled his dream. A month after the pet was delivered to him, he wrote a letter, and here's what he wrote. Dear friends, I do not have words to thank you properly, and hear this. I was a miser, and now I am a man. I was a miser, and now I'm a man. You changed my life. I did not smile for years, and now I am smiling. Thank you for my new life. That's what Pet's all about. That's what Pet's all about. And here he is with his little tricycle that he scooted around on, and there he is with his pet.